Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I love a good sparkly earring as much as the next person, right? But what if I told you that some of that glitz and glam could actually be harmful? Today we're talking about something really important, the hidden dangers of costume jewelry. I know, it's not as fun as talking about, say, a dancing dog wearing a tutu, but trust me, this is something you need to hear. We're gonna dig deep into the what, the why, and the how to stay safe when it comes to all things bling. So stick around because this is one episode you don't want to miss. First up, let's talk about lead. This element has been around for centuries, used in everything from pipes in ancient Rome to modern-day batteries. It's a versatile metal, but it comes with a dark side. Now, lead is a heavy metal, and no, I don't mean the kind your favorite rock band plays. This stuff is serious. It's dense, malleable, and resistant to corrosion, which makes it useful in many industries. But its usefulness is overshadowed by its toxicity. See, lead is often used in costume jewelry because it's cheap, it's durable, and it gives that shiny, silver-like finish. Jewelers love it because it can be easily molded into intricate designs, and it doesn't tarnish quickly. But this affordability and aesthetic appeal come at a high cost. But here's the kicker, lead is toxic. Like really toxic. Especially for kids. Even small amounts of lead can cause serious health problems. It's a silent invader, often going unnoticed until the damage is done. We're talking about problems with brain development, learning difficulties, even behavioral issues. Lead exposure can lower IQ, cause attention disorders, and delay growth. It's particularly dangerous for young children because their bodies absorb lead more easily than adults. And it's not just kids who are at risk. Adults, too, can experience some pretty nasty side effects from lead exposure. Chronic exposure can lead to high blood pressure, joint and muscle pain, and difficulties with memory or concentration. Adults, too, can experience some pretty nasty side effects from lead exposure, like headaches, fatigue, and even problems with fertility. Long-term exposure can also cause kidney damage and affect the nervous system. So, how do you know if your jewelry contains lead? It's not always easy to tell just by looking at it. Lead can be mixed with other metals, making it hard to detect without proper testing. Well, that's the tricky part. It's not always obvious. Sometimes it can be hiding in the metal itself, and other times it might be in the paint or the coatings. Even a small amount of lead in jewelry can be harmful, especially if it's worn frequently. Sometimes it can be hiding in the metal itself, and other times it might be in the paint or the coatings. To be safe, it's best to buy jewelry from reputable sources and look for items labeled as lead-free. Testing kits are also available for home use, which can help identify lead in your jewelry. If you suspect your jewelry contains lead, it's important to take action. Use a lead testing kit to check your items. If they test positive, it's best to stop wearing them immediately and dispose of them properly. Your health and safety are far more valuable than any piece of jewelry. Remember, awareness is key. By being informed and cautious, you can protect yourself and your loved ones from the dangers of lead exposure. Choose safe, lead-free jewelry and enjoy your accessories without the hidden risks. Next on our list of jewelry bad guys is cadmium. This sneaky element is often found in the most unexpected places, and it's not just limited to jewelry. Cadmium is a soft, bluish-white metal that's naturally found in the Earth's crust. It's used in various industries, from batteries to pigments, and even in some types of plastics. But when it comes to jewelry, cadmium is a real trickster. Now, cadmium is a real trickster. It's what gives those bright, vibrant colors to some jewelry pieces, especially the reds, yellows, and oranges. These colors are eye-catching and can make any piece of jewelry stand out. But the beauty of these colors hides a dark secret. It's what gives those bright, vibrant colors to some jewelry pieces, especially the reds, yellows, and oranges. Think of those fun, chunky necklaces or those playful earrings. They look so cheerful and lively, don't they? But don't let the cheerfulness fool you. Cadmium is bad news, like really bad news. Think of those fun, chunky necklaces or those playful earrings. They might look like the perfect accessory to brighten up your outfit, but they could be hiding a dangerous secret. Cadmium is not just harmful, it's downright toxic. And the worst part? It's often used in cheap, mass-produced jewelry that's easily accessible. But don't let the cheerfulness fool you. Cadmium is bad news, like really bad news. We're talking about serious health problems like kidney damage, bone loss, and even cancer. Yes, you heard that right. This seemingly harmless metal can cause some of the most severe health issues you can imagine. We're talking about serious health problems like kidney damage, bone loss, and even cancer. Cadmium exposure can lead to a buildup of the metal in your kidneys, causing them to malfunction. Over time, this can result in chronic kidney disease. And that's not all. Cadmium can also interfere with the way your body processes calcium, leading to bone loss and increased risk of fractures. And if that wasn't enough, cadmium is a known carcinogen, meaning it can cause cancer. And here's the thing, cadmium exposure can happen even if you're not wearing the jewelry. How? Well, imagine this. You're wearing a cute cadmium-containing ring, and you wash your hands. The water can actually cause the cadmium to leach out, and boom, you're exposed. Not cool, right? But it doesn't stop there. Cadmium can also be released from jewelry through simple wear and tear. Tiny particles can rub off onto your skin or be inhaled if they become airborne. Well, imagine this. You're wearing a cute cadmium-containing ring, and you wash your hands. The water can actually cause the cadmium to leach out, and boom, you're exposed. Not cool, right? This means that even if you're careful, you could still be at risk. And it's not just adults who are in danger. Children are particularly vulnerable to cadmium exposure because their bodies are still developing. They might put jewelry in their mouths or handle it frequently, increasing their risk of exposure. The water can actually cause the cadmium to leach out, and boom, you're exposed. Not cool, right? So the next time you're tempted by a piece of colorful, inexpensive jewelry, think twice. It might be hiding a toxic secret that's not worth the risk. Always opt for high-quality, cadmium-free jewelry to keep yourself and your loved ones safe. Chapter 3. Welcome to the world of hidden irritants, where even the most innocent-looking items can cause a world of discomfort. Today, we're diving into the sneaky world of nickel, a metal that's more common in our daily lives than you might think. All right, moving on to our next culprit, nickel. This metal is often found in a variety of everyday items, from coins to zippers, and most notably, in jewelry. It's a versatile metal, but it comes with a hidden downside. Now, nickel is a sneaky one. It's not just in the obvious places like jewelry. It can also be found in eyeglass frames, watch bands, and even some electronic devices. Its widespread use is due to its ability to enhance the durability and appearance of these items. It's often used in jewelry to make it stronger and more durable. Jewelers love it because it helps their creations last longer and maintain their shape. Plus, it's relatively inexpensive compared to other metals, making it a popular choice. And it gives that shiny, silver-like look that many people find attractive. This aesthetic appeal is another reason why nickel is so commonly used in fashion accessories. It can make costume jewelry look more expensive than it actually is. But here's the thing about nickel. It's a major allergen. For some people, even the smallest amount of nickel can cause a significant allergic reaction. This is known as nickel allergy, and it's more common than you might think. And when I say major, I mean major. We're talking about a condition that affects millions of people worldwide. It's not just a minor inconvenience. For some, it can be a serious issue that impacts their daily lives. We're talking about itchy rashes that can appear within hours of contact. These rashes are often red, inflamed, and incredibly uncomfortable. They can occur anywhere on the body where nickel comes into contact with the skin. Red bumps, blisters, and even dry patches of skin can develop. These symptoms can persist for days or even weeks, making it difficult for sufferers to find relief. The severity of the reaction can vary from person to person. The works. It's not pretty. For those with a severe nickel allergy, the reaction can be debilitating. It can interfere with daily activities and make it challenging to wear certain types of clothing or accessories. And for some people, even a tiny bit of nickel exposure can trigger a reaction. This means that even brief contact with nickel-containing items can lead to significant discomfort. It's a constant battle to avoid exposure. So, if you've ever worn a piece of jewelry and ended up with an itchy red mark, nickel might be the culprit. This is a common scenario for many people, and it can be frustrating to deal with. Now, the good news is that there are ways to avoid nickel. Many manufacturers are aware of the issue and offer nickel-free alternatives. These products are designed to be safe for people with nickel allergies. Look for jewelry labeled nickel-free or hypoallergenic. These labels indicate that the product has been made without nickel or has been treated to prevent nickel from coming into contact with the skin. And if you're unsure, a good rule of thumb is to stick with higher quality metals like gold or silver. These metals are less likely to cause allergic reactions and are generally safer for people with sensitive skin. So, next time you're shopping for jewelry, keep an eye out for these options and give your skin a break from the itchy irritant. Chapter 4. Last but not least, let's talk about arsenic. Now, arsenic is a heavy hitter in the world of toxins. It's not as commonly used in jewelry as the other metals we've talked about, but it can still pop up, especially in vintage or antique pieces. And when it does, it's a big deal. We're talking about serious health problems like cancer, skin lesions, and even problems with the nervous system. Now, the good news is that arsenic exposure from jewelry is relatively rare, but it's still important to be aware of the risks, especially if you're a fan of vintage or antique pieces. So there you have it, folks, the lowdown on the hidden dangers lurking in some of our favorite accessories. Remember, just because something sparkles doesn't mean it's good for you. But don't worry, you don't have to ditch all your jewelry. Just be informed, be aware, and make smart choices. Opt for high-quality materials, shop from reputable sources, and when in doubt, ask questions. And hey, if you're ever unsure about a piece of jewelry, just remember, when it comes to your health, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Now go out there and rock that bling responsibly.